Hello everybody, welcome back. Currently looking at a black screen, so hopefully we can get that figured out. And we're now going into our restart here. And it looks like our map count is also currently incorrect, as we're still here in map number 1 on Hackney Yard. So it will be Georgia Southern again trying to hold things on. Visions, we saw that Full Sail wanted to try to hit the long side of the back alley on their first go of it. The disconnect caused us to restart. And you can see both teams taking appropriate measures to kind of adjust their strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. They full hit the hill this time around to maybe just exactly play that mind game that we might have been mentioning there before the break. But nonetheless, the Eagles COD have been able to lock down the first initial points of this hill, and they are holding on to the spawn. But there's a couple members that are flanking towards the back useless. So they have control of that now, and they have just got the spawn. So they've done it again shift here, despite the change coming in towards map 2 or map 1.
And again, it was a little bit extra delayed this time through. So there was a small instance where Full Sail was looking like they were going to full hit over towards the warehouse, and they cut mid-map. And again, we're getting a black screen here. Not sure what I'm looking at. Here we go. Visual now with the AR trying to work over mid-map to work this backside fire truck. And with this AR, if you can find a way to get the top green window, you'll be in a good spot to really kind of lock down everything coming out of useless, which is currently where Full Sail is spawning. Still, though, 53 seconds will be generated on P1 for Eagles COD. So even though they've lost the spawns, it's pretty negated simply due to the fact that they got a lot of score on that first hill.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, on top of this, even if they do, like you just said, give up the majority of the points here, it's still going to be pretty much a dead even game. We do see Prazam here in towards the back. Could look to make a very aggressive flank play at the moment, but that's a lot of kills already going down right now for Full Sail, as they are stopping the initial push, and now Prazam's getting control of this warehouse area. So they're having to slay through so many members so far pushed up, but as I say that, there is a member in the back. He's going to get slain and taken down. Full Sail holding on towards this hill, locking down the setups right now, and you got to see some of those members getting ready for that rotation towards B3.
And this is an interesting setup for Eagles COD. They spawn right by the office. They keep 3 players right in that same vicinity, but they're actually pushing 2 players through the warehouse currently. Maybe trying to pinch the middle. And there was a player for the side of Full Sail that was right around the corner. I believe that was Phoenix, who does fall. Velux trying to be the guy to open things up, and he'll find himself a double kill. And now all of a sudden, as Full Sail will clean up the final 5 seconds or so, they're on the rotation to get through the back alley. And this is actually a rotation from Full Sail where they're saying, we'll eventually get to the hill, but we want these P5 spawns first.
Yeah, we want the P5 spawns first. They're able to come all the way towards the back here, slaying through the kills, doing a great job, and now they're going to have to get through a couple more. Destin trying to beat one down, and he does, but there's the trade there from Felix as he actually connects on 2, looking for 3, but T-Shirt's able to land a good shots in towards the hill. He's got the cover around him, and at the moment, Eagles COD now have their way on towards P3 hill, stacking up a good amount of points, of course, losing a good 47 on the P2 after losing the spawn, but recovering extremely well here for us on your screen. Felix again getting a lot of work done with his sub. He just needs to do it with his teammates.
And you know, the other thing too here for Full Sail Armada is like, great, you got the spawns, but you cannot allow significant amount of time to come through on P3, let alone P4, which we're about to rotate to in the next 10 seconds. A little bit of scrap time was picked up by the Armada, but they'll back away and try to get themselves positioned in the top side of this green office. So for Eagles COD, now they're spawning outside the yellow building, looking to make a cut across the middle. They're still enjoying nearly a 30-point lead, and they're in the new hill for the initial time so far. Fluffy has to make a play, will not even find the first one, alone the second kill that he wanted. And just like that, again, Georgia Southern off to a great start on this initial hill.
Yeah, the breaks. Oh, just so here right now for Eagle. They're coming in, not having a problem. And now we'll see if they can continue to hold on to this as they get themselves 4 down at the moment. And now the retake about to come through for Full Sail Armada as they're going to have to try and regroup, find these kills. It just seems to be the struggle of not finding these trades or not doing it together. Gunley holding on towards the defense in the hill, looking for a second. He's going to find it, doing a great job. And now this is going to put another one potentially in the bank as he challenges out. Gunley starting to feel himself, maybe looking for one more. He's low, but he's just waiting for his team, but he's contesting all of these points right now. He finds one more. Gunley, what are you doing to these guys? And he still holds on to the remaining of the time.
Oh my goodness, 7 straight and finding kills left, right, center, upside down, inside out. Doesn't seem to make much of a difference for him. 120 to 55. And again, you go back to Full Sail Armada. They ignore P3 to get the P5 spawns. They don't get a lot of time at P3. They ignore the rotation to try to get top control. They don't get much time on P4. And while all that was happening, they've lost the P5 spawns. So maybe too much attention to the small details here for Armada and not enough of what's actually happening in the kill feed, because Gunley's on 9 straight as he pieces up 2 more. And again, Georgia Southern looking to put themselves up by 100.
Yeah, 15 and 5, looking for a few more as they're going to try and push one more time for the scrap time. And it is 25 seconds, finally gets cut down. I believe that was at 10, but he got so much work done in that last hill and in this one here. And well, it seems like Georgia Southern now so far ahead in the scoreboard here, 165 to 55. They're already getting ready to set up for the next one, but that's nice stops from Fluffy is the God trying to lock on. And if there's a time to come back and towards the game, it's on this hill right now. You need to slowly but surely do this. Full Sail not out of the game, but they're certainly feeling the wrath of Eagles God.
I mean, again, if you're Full Sail, you need to get near full time on P1 and then another 60 on P2. We know what happened the last time around on the initial hardpoint rotations, where again, Full Sail was just ignoring this hill almost completely. Visual looking for a little bit of a wall bang. Not going to find anything here. Waiting for his teammates to flood on into the bottom. L T-shirt gets there, but is only able to find one. Jokes will take down two with this, though. So now numbers all of a sudden as Jokes finds himself a third on the entry. And Full Sail Armada again pushed out of the hill as Georgia Southern are looking like a big-time bully right here in the Southeastern Division as they break, and they have like a 30 seconds they can soak up.
That's right. They could actually win off of this next hill, potentially, if they can get themselves over towards the spawns, of course, in favor of Full Sail, but they have been still yet to try and break in towards this. That's another couple shutdowns coming through from Visual and Jokes as they're going to collect the majority of this time, and now we're going to see how they try to break this. P2 last time around, though, was held from Full Sail, and that's where they got the majority of their points, and since then, they haven't really found anything. If you remember, it's pushed up in the warehouse, stopping the push. 3 kills do come through in the feed for Full Sail Armada, so they are getting a couple kills down, stopping the push, but they're going to have to do that many more times on this hill if they're going to lock and hold these points.
And you hit it, Austin. The simple fact of the matter is this has been the only hill that Full Sail has provided any kind of bolster towards their score. Phoenix is going to be the one that's on the hill. A lot of zoning happening from Sneaky as he's able to work his way around for 2. Prism also keeping himself in this garage of the tire shop. He gets absolutely smoked, though, by Joe. And just like that, Georgia Southern starts to flood through the parking lot. And with a couple of kills in their favor, now they've got a player who's at least stationed in the back, not going to win the fight versus Priz. So that'll be enough for Full Sail to look at these last 25 seconds in a favorable way. But for Eagles Cod, you're fine with this. You take your full 60. All we need is the majority of just one more hill, and we can win the game.
That's right. They can now just get ready to set up. You can see it. Lots of kills coming through, so they're still spawning in towards the back here. And that's actually 5 now down as the push is just being completely stopped. Another member going to challenge up top here. Bootsy T-shirt's got that locked down. He's finding kills. Can he find a second? He does. He's feeling good. No one else even wants to challenge him just yet as they're going to try and take their chances through the middle of the map. T-shirt finally loses that gun battle. And now the reset on the hill coming through here for us on P3. No one's collecting the time at the moment, but we are seeing Full Sail push their way through the map. Fluffy the God here with his team to help assist and lock down this L control.
And again, this is big for the Armada because you can start to get control over the yellow side of the map, and then all of a sudden, nobody from Eagles Cod can safely hit the hill, which is what you want to do, is not only deny the hill time, but put yourself in a position to hopefully win out this smokestack hill. Phoenix will come through, clean up Teston, who is the last player for the side of Georgia Southern to even contest this P3. And again, now all of a sudden, you can see Georgia Southern is saying, you guys take that last 20. We'll set up for the initial. But if they get broken again, we're going to be right back in this with maybe a potential close ball game because the Armada are not too far out of this. They're going to be above the 150 mark. One more good hill will put them right back in the game. Imagine a world where they can set up for P4 initial and also keep the P5 spawns. We would have an even game.
We would have an even game. Visual's going to pick up the initial time here. This does have to be broken fairly quickly. That's a big kill coming through for 1. Visual able to get assistance there from Gunley. Now pulls out the pistol, but the trade should be there from T-shirt and the subs now in the hill trying to lock things down. Gunley doing it again, but this time around finally taken out.
That's Prism and Velux both just living for a lot longer than they should be, and Velux is not done yet. He'll find one more. 38 seconds still to play for, and now Georgia Southern, with their backs up against the wall after the last 3 hills have been very unsuccessful for them, have to, you would think, want to try to break this still, but if they get wiped one more time, the ability for Full Sail Armada to push through and maybe get the P5 spawns becomes readily available. Sneaky has to play a big role here. He will get dropped, but still, there is not enough time on the clock for Georgia Southern to win, and you can see Armada spawning by the warehouse, trying to surround and get these P5 spawns.
That's right. They're trying to get back here. This is really a pivotal point in towards this game number 1 here for us here. If Eagles God get broken on this hill, then there is absolutely a possibility that Full Sail could come back in towards a game that I didn't think was comebackable whatsoever. But they've already found these initial kills. 3 shut down off the start of this push. This is going to result in a lot of soaked up points coming through there for them. Prezam's able to get himself 1, but traded. And now this is where you start to panic for Full Sail. They got to get themselves in towards the hill. Someone has to touch it and break it. That's trying to be Fluffy up top, and he shuts down. Joke's able to find a 2-piece, make that 3, I think, total. And now this looks like a closeout. It did get a bit scary there for us, but they hold on towards P5. They hold the spawns, and they will close out that game number 1.
And honestly speaking, again, maybe too close for comfort for Georgia
agreed.
Southern. But, you know, Full Sail, you can just kind of tell off the initial rotation that their guns were not warmed up whatsoever. That is a very uncharacteristic showcase of gun skill from Full Sail based on what we've seen in recent memory. I mean, again, Gunley getting 9-10 straight. And a lot of those kills, they just needed to be traded out. But even at the very end of this last map here, we saw an instance where Armada, again, was just one by one coming in, and getting absolutely destroyed. Again, as they come through one by one, they fall one by one. And that's something that you're going to have to hope changes in the near future here as we get, obviously, through the search and destroy and go into a domination. If Full Sail cannot figure out how they want to hit certain points of the map together, this could get out of hand pretty quickly. But there are still moments in there where we see Georgia Southern takes their foot off the gas, trying to play a little bit maybe more passive with their lead. It almost comes back to bite them in the butt.
Yeah, they got a bit too complacent maybe on a couple of those hills, but overall, seeing the first half of that game looked fantastic. Full Sail trying to come back in it, but just not having that initial start. If they were maybe able to contest some of those points or able to find a few of those breaks a little bit earlier on where Gunley was picking up like crazy amount of kills, like 2 and 3 pieces, like it was nothing, then maybe they could have found some success, but not the case. So I believe that's also the first loss for Full Sail this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
I believe they were 12-0, so that's, you know, you got to wonder how that's going to affect, you know, as far as, you know, the atmosphere within the team at the moment going in towards that second map. I'm sure that they, you know, still have hope and they know that they can go into the search and destroy here with a win, but it's certainly something to note here. Eagles giving them their very first loss.
And again, for Full Sail, they have had a very difficult start to their season. I mean, they had to play against Ole Miss Red, Mississippi State, LSU, LA Tech. Those 4 schools in specific are all sitting in the top 7 of the Southeastern Division, and none of them have more than a single loss. So again, Full Sail has given all of these teams their first loss of the season and their only losses so far of the season. And again, we're not trying to push as far as, you know, how good this Georgia Southern team is, but this Full Sail squad has really showcased with a very tough opening schedule what they're able to do. And on the other side for Georgia Southern, they've got a forfeit win. They played ULL. They won that one. They got a 3-0 versus LU Navy, and then they got a 3-0 versus High Point. So they really haven't had as tough of a schedule yet, but still showcasing that it doesn't make much difference who they play early. They're still very much so up to the task of taking down potentially this Full Sail team.
Yeah, now we got to start talking about the rest of the maps in the rotation. We got to talk about Arklov Peak there a bit before we threw it away to a break. And the Arklov Peak for me is a big one because you hit on it perfectly, saying, you know, both these teams fairly familiar with this map and how it plays out. And I think this might be an opportunity for us to see some different strategies that are coming through, because I think we've traditionally only seen just the one strategy on offense for as far as playing towards the favored bomb site and towards the left side of the map that I do believe is A, and just trying to then, you know, get control of that, get the bomb down and play search and destroy that way, where I think that there is a lot of different strategies available in Arklov Peak, you know, playing through the middle with the smokes, playing through the right side, playing for someone who can also find those deep flanks and then come in with those flanks around A here. So we'll have to see exactly how things do come together for our map number 2. Of course, Eagles caught already up by 1. Full Sail seeing if they can respond and tie up the series.
And they're going to start things off on the defense here. Seeing a couple of nades being tossed over towards the mound. Not getting a lot of information, at least not from Jokes' POV. We have 2 members for Full Sail defensively towards the B side of the map, so it's a little bit stretched, but very evenly balanced as far as what we're looking at here from the Full Sail defense. T-shirt will find first blood onto Prism, though. Now, Fluffy's the next one up, and I think Gunley has actually seen where he was previously positioned, and with that opening kill for Eagles COD, it's going to be one more player for Full Sail rotating over to help the stay ahead.
Yeah, just waiting for maybe some assistance here. He's going to now try and get a bit aggressive. Gunley getting a lot done with the sub this time around, having the M4A1 in his hands as he's going to try and push through Trench, it looks like here. Maybe trying to find this member in towards the left, as he is now just trying to scout for information, but he jumps up too far. Fluffy takes him down. Felix also able to grab Joke, so this is going to now give an advantage over towards Full Sail here for a quick moment.
T-shirt will pick up the bomb, though, so at least they still have that to play with in this 3v3, but we're underneath 60 seconds. We still have 2 members in total here working towards the B site, one defensively and one offensively, and that 50-50, depending on who wins it, which Teston does, now all of a sudden Full Sail has to be a little bit cautious. Is this guy going to be able to go over and hit the B site and maybe even plant the bomb there? Looks like the rotation will not come through with the bomb carriers, so Teston's on the flank. I believe he's popped dead. Silence will go up top, looking over towards L. Not going to see anything here, but the time is ticking away. And Teston's angle is good.
Oh.
Just needs to know that he's looking at a player. Will only get a couple of shots, and so Velux will stay alive. And now Sneaky's the one looking right at him. And Velux finding a kill over towards the A site means that this 2v2 with not a lot of time here remaining. Pardon me, they actually got the bomb down. So the clock still is in favor of the Eagles COD squad, but Full Sail has to find a way to retake this, and they're going to do it from the trench side.
Yeah, they're going to do it from the trench side, but they do have to worry about that one member that was flanking. They do not know where he is. That's going to be T-Shirt finding Velux here. T-Shirt finds a double, closes out round number 1. Full Sail not able to hold on towards that defensive round, and really, overall, just able to find a few of these picks, get the bomb down, and big kills, of course, at the end from T-Shirt as his shots are good.
That was pretty snappy, to be sure. T-Shirt will find, I believe, 3 kills in that opening round. Georgia Southern with a successful offense. Love to see that. Oh, we got 4, actually. 4 of the 5. Goodness. So Georgia Southern starting off on a hot hand here from T-Shirt. Again, he was one of those players that, if you don't know him, I'm sure you'll definitely hear us call his name plenty of times before this series is done. For Full Sail Armada, now all of a sudden, you've got to find a way to bounce right back, because you do not want to go down 2-0 after having a very slow start to your hard point. I feel like that would be absolutely crippling to any morality you kind of were trying to build.
Waiting in the trench here. Velux waiting for that member to peek. This trench gun battle here, very common, especially when making the A approach. And so far, both these teams opting in for that same strategy around the favored bomb site over towards A. Bomb now slowly pushed up. We do see one orange arrow over towards the right, waiting for maybe a potential flanker. That is somebody also moving through that field there pretty slowly. So he could look for some kind of a late flank if he has that dead silence up. So we will watch for that. But 1:15 in towards round number 2 at the moment. No picks going down here. We can see a lot of patience, both of these teams, but you can definitely smell a push coming through from Full Sail. They're starting to throw out some nades, and they're starting to get a little bit of map control here over towards the left side.
And Prism popped his dead silence, but I think it's about to expire. Not gonna make a difference because T-Shirt is absolutely locked in, snaps to the head, and finds himself his 5th kill. And now again, underneath 60 seconds, you feel like you just got to make a play here for Full Sail, and they look a little bit staggered as they're not really fully committing. Velux is the first one up towards the A bomb site, but he's got nobody here to help. I don't even think anyone's sniping here for Armada. So you've got 2 players lingering in the back, one watching the flank and one just coming up slowly. Now you're down to 35 seconds, and you really have to make a move here because you've got none of the A bomb site in your control whatsoever.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a move. Fluffy is able to get it done with a sniper. That's going to at least give them a little bit of something to work with. Waiting through the middle now. He's going to hold on towards this broken area. And now this is where they should find an opportunity to pounce. They only got 20 seconds. They have to get this bomb down. There's a lot of members still stacked here. They still don't feel like they're making a full-on commitment. And if this player dies out bomb to a nade or on the cross, it could result in bad news bears. But Velux does find T-Shirt. Velux finds Teston as well. So actually a push that did come through that I did not expect is going to be now in hold of Full Sail.
Oh, and Velux will take down a 3rd, but Visual on the flank will take down 2. Velux the next one up. He's getting shot from behind, though. Does not expect it. And Full Sail will hold on, but Visual makes things interesting. And for a small moment there, I was a little bit worried about Fluffy with the Deagle holding that inner door by the broken A building, because honestly speaking, he could get turned on pretty darn quickly if he misses his first shot in that Deagle. But regardless, not going to happen. 1-1 the score as we'll switch the sides, and so far it's been all offense.
Yeah, and just going back to that round, I just want to touch on it because Full Sail, pushed that bomb site so late that I thought that was going to be an easy cleanup there for Eagles COD, because they had all the members in position, but that really the triple kill coming through there for Velux is the only reason that they were even able to really find control and close that round out there. But maybe not having the full-on comms on point, but we do see a scope. That is going to most likely be that same member. Fluffy is God rocking that, and well, Jokes finds him. T-Shirt's running on at them, and they're moving in a lot faster in that last round here, but Velux and Sneaky both answer back with 2 of their own.
This is literally a you send out your best champion, we'll send out ours. T-Shirt versus Velux might just determine how this search and destroy goes. And now Teston with an opportunity to push through this trench and maybe make some magic happen over on the backside of this A site. Meanwhile, we take a look at your minimap. Full Sail Armada is sending a player through B all the way up the middle, and that's going to be providing them with the flank as he'll jump to the top of the red building. And depending on the timing of this, it's going to be Velux. He finds one. Actually, that was Phoenix who was up top. He got figured out by Joke. So 1-for-1 trade. Bomb gets planted. 40 seconds on the clock. Sneaky is trying to help out against Velux. Will not be able to get there for the assist. And this time it'll be Visual for 2. And again, we're sticking with the all-offense trend. Georgia Southern finds themselves their 2nd straight.
That's right. And this was a little bit more of a coordinated push. You can see them get very aggressive here. Big kills from Visual. Got a couple kills in that last round there too, trying to be able to pull off that clutch, getting shot in the back here. So he's having a also great start here for Georgia Southern Eagles. as they are going to go up by 1, trying to carry some of that momentum there from that map number 1. A lot of those players coming off some good performances, but looking at the scoreboard, already seeing 6 kills sitting on T-shirt, 4 kills on Visual. Those have definitely been 2 of the players for the Eagles that have been having a fantastic start going in towards this round number 4. 8 kills though for Felix, as he's also been having a very great play so far in towards map number 2, but Fluffy is still sticking with the sniper, and this time around hopefully he can find a pick a little bit sooner so that they can look for control around this A-bomb site.
And it really feels like I mean, I haven't been able to see exactly where Fluffy has been positioning, but I feel like he's been running around more with the sniper than he has been trying to hold an angle.
Yeah.
It was very quiet the first offense until mid-round, where we were even questioning if there was a sniper on the field at all. And again, Fluffy, you could see him just getting up, throwing a nade, and then retreating all the way back. His teammates look to be wanting to push through the trench side. Prism will be the first one through. He's also got the bomb, though. And again, this is a risky situation. Shots ringing out over the middle. No one going to be credited with the kill at all throughout this first exchange. And again, we're down to 60 seconds. And Full Sail playing very, very cautiously. Now, eventually, Prism, I believe he's hit the dead silence. He'll try to work his way through the trench. He's got Testin above in the hostile window, plus 1 more close. And he's going to be happy to hold this angle, I think.
He's going to hold it. If this player does jump out, I'm pretty sure he gets the camera advantage, but Felix is going to be able to still find that kill. Now this gives Sneaky a little bit of a leeway to move on up, but Testin shots are good. Jokes just now also assisting with shutting down this push that's desperately coming through. Full Sail waiting. They don't have a whole lot of time to work with, so Fluffy's going to have to find some picks now. And Gunley, Visual, they all move on in and just collapse and suffocate that offensive push. And that is going to be that first defensive round collected here for Georgia Southern.
I mean, that just feels too slow. I mean, maybe I'm just looking at this but the wrong way, but I feel like if you're going to hit dead silence and make that play happen, commit and make that play happen. And again, it just feels like Fluffy is never sure what angle he has to be watching with the sniper rifle. He watches trench, he backs up top red, he tries to help the push. It just feels like there's a little bit of a miscoordination, and unless Velux finds a handful of kills, Full Sail Armada has looked a little bit stumped here so far against this Georgia Southern team, which has gotten a couple more members to start participating. T-shirt has slowed down, but Visual and Jokes have picked things up. They're at 5 and 2 and 4 and 3 respectively. And now all of a sudden T-shirt wants to get aggressive, and he's going to find long-range shots onto Prism, which will line up for a headshot. Maybe an opportunity at Fluffy as well if he can catch the top of his head. But again, Fluffy's, I believe he's sniping, and he's sitting right up front in this bomb site. And you just kind of wonder what kind of value he's going to be able to get here in the 4v5.
And I'm finding a whole lot of success. Did get a pick there very early on. Nade's thrown out, T-shirt, and throws a perfectly well-placed nade. And well, this is just going to give them full control here. Full Sail only got 2 members left here to try and defend around this bomb site, and they're just getting pushed out. There's a member here in towards that B building that can look for a flank that I believe is landing shots down on some of those members. And now they feel the need to go and push him out. So this is just, again, really good play coming through from Eagles COD, as now they're going to lay that bomb down over towards A.
And again, for the side of Full Sail, I mean, Sneaky, he realizes, I think, that there's a player nearby, and he does win a big gunfight. I was about to say, you really kind of feel like he's got to hit a pinch here if he wants to have a chance. But now that he's been figured out, it really doesn't feel like there's any good option for this 1v4 situation he found himself in. Less than 30 seconds for him to play, and there is a player for Eagles COD rotating back through red, so he's going to really have no angle whatsoever. He's going to be completely covered unless he finds a free kill here. Okay, Jokes, Good's taken down. 15 seconds, though, and it looks like Sneaky's just going to back away, and there's not going to be enough time for him to defuse, let alone to find any more kills.
That's right. And again, Eagles COD breaking the setup that's coming through here from Full Sail, and then it leaves Sneaky isolated on the other side of the map here. It does manage to take down T-shirt, but of course the kills don't really matter. Just patting the stats here a bit, as he's just going to keep himself alive. But now 4-1 for Eagles COD. They have looked solid. And again, you know, before the match had even started, I kind of talked about, you know, maybe we'll see a change up for as far as strategies coming through. Well, both teams still opting into the same traditional strategy on Arklov B, playing towards A, trying to find picks, move up, get the bomb down. And well, Full Sail has not found any success. They're struggling on defense. This is now their turn to go back on towards offense here. I want to see them really change things up, because Eagles COD seem to have their push completely just figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the first time we've really seen Full Sail, you know, kind of finding themselves getting tripped up. They haven't skipped a beat in all the matches we've seen them play, whether it was the kickoff tournament or even in their early season games. Sneaky trying to see if he's got the hot hand will take a very ambitious 1v1 versus Testin, which he does not win. And again, with that, Full Sail Armada, who wanted to go B, as Phoenix pushes through by himself into the B bomb site, gets taken down. There is really no option here for Full Sail to recommit over to the B site. You've got to find a way maybe to wrap back over to A and maybe find a pick. But again, I hate to put the weight on his shoulders, but Fluffy needs to find a snipe here just to give him a chance.
Yeah, if he's continuing to keep the sniper out, then you got to find some success with it, or else you got to put it away. He does pick up the M4, at least for the secondary, so now he's going to be maybe a little bit more useful if they do commit to a bomb site, but I agree. If he's not finding picks, and I think he's been running it almost every single round here, it's almost a time where your teammates got to be like, all right, put the sniper away, come join up with the team, let's make a dedicated push and get control of a bomb site here, at least commit to something, because it doesn't look like they're committing to anything right now, Shift, and well, you can see it. They're just getting picked across the map, and now they're stuck in a 2v4.
This is really tough. And Velux, Prism by themselves, not a lot of time. Velux does find himself an extra tool for the shed here in the sniper rifle, but again, will he find a way to even use this thing? Prism's going to go top red, taking a look to see if he can see anybody over towards this A site, but Georgia Southern is playing this so disciplined. No one's peeking, no one's moving really at all. And now we're down to 20 seconds, and Prism with dead silence is going to try to make a play over towards the A site, but he's going to have absolutely zero information. And he's just going to probably hard commit and try to get onto the bomb site, which he's allowed to do. I don't think T-Shirt ever saw him. So now the bomb is going to go down, and this is actually an extra life here for Full Sail.
They have the extra life. Shots going down. T-Shirt is going to be able to keep himself alive here. But Prazam is actually taking down Jokes. And now this is a little bit of a winnable round. But as I say that, Gunley finds a crucial one. T-Shirt finishes off the second. And now that is, I don't know, I think maybe 4 straight potentially here. Maybe 5 for Eagles COD. As they have just completely figured out Full Sail Armada in this search and destroy on Arc Lav Peak. They're continuing that success from map number 1. And Full Sail struggling to commit to a bomb site, struggling to find any success here on our second map. And well, this is just a really great display of what the Eagles are capable of doing here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I mean, again, this is a good Full Sail team, and they just, I don't know, man. I don't want to just go out there and just guess at this, but this Full Sail team does not look ready to play today. I mean, this is so uncharacteristic. Phoenix and Prism, a combined 2-11. Fluffy's 2-6. I mean, outside of Velux, there hasn't really been anybody on the map at all for Full Sail outside of that round where Sneaky found 4 of the 5 in a losing effort, and now he gets gunned by T-Shirt. Testing with the scope. We haven't really heard much from this side of the Eagles COD S&D, but giving it a go to watch over to the backside of this trench, and just look at the commitment. Again, you get that opening pick, and T-Shirt says, let's move on forward. Everybody follow up behind me. Tested finds one and a Fluffy above him, who again is sniping from a very ambitious angle. And with that, Gunley will just take the bomb right into the A site, get it planted. And again, Eagles COD have a good hold over this entirety of the map, plus the numbers.
They have the hold. And now they're going to be pressured to really defuse this bomb here. Players, T-Shirt, he's been having a fantastic game, but the kills are good here for Velux. He's also sitting on 11 now, trying to ask for assistance from his team, and Phoenix will give it to him as they're going to look for Testin as he's now rocking that sniper, holding on towards that bomb site. Visuals in it, but 1v3, time is a ticking, and Georgia Southern, they close out a fantastic map number 2, and Full Sail struggling to really get anything done. No commitment, shut down on pretty much all of those offenses and defenses there. And you got to kind of look at this map 3 about, is this the turning point, or are we just going to see a closeout here just from this fantastic team that seems to be on point?
I mean, for me, looking at Georgia Southern, the only hiccup that they've had so far was taking their foot off the gas when they were up 220 to like 110 in the Hackney Yard hardpoint. That was the only moment where it felt like they kind of maybe missed an opportunity. Everything else has been extremely clean from this GSU squad. I mean, again, the only real headache that they had on that first rotation of Hills on Hackney Yard was just getting to P2, which, again, if you don't spawn in your favor, it is very difficult to break, nearly impossible against a competent squad, which, again, Full Sail more than competent. So, I mean, you asked the question, will this be a 3-0? We're going to a gun runner dom, and unless the guns warm up here sometime soon for Full Sail, I hate to say it, but I think this very well could be a 3-0 for GSU.
Yeah, it seems like they're really caught off guard at the moment. And I want to go to the Search and Destroy because I feel like that was a map that both of these teams were pretty comfortable on. And just seeing how they were struggling to make pushes, or they were pushing with like 20 seconds left, 30 seconds left. Like it just didn't seem like they were on the same page as far as what they were trying to execute on. And when you're playing Search and Destroy, like the most important factor is having everyone on the same page for what you're trying to do, because again, this is a team mode. You have to be ready to get the setups in place. You have to be ready to find the trade kills, and it just seemed more than likely they were just getting isolated deaths way often than not, which was the results of them just always being down in numbers. So going into this map 3, the domination, of course, the change of the game mode might be what shakes this team up a bit, but it definitely seems to be a slow start. And if they don't find their footing now here, I mean, there's definitely going to be some doubts for as far as this Full Sail team.
I mean, absolutely. Again, this is the number 4 and the number 7 team currently in the top 25, and I hope our voters are watching what's going on currently. You know, it's hard to say, really, right? I mean, like,
sure.
I don't mean to put out this speculation, but let's say that Full Sail gets 3-0'd. In your mind, how far do you drop Full Sail after this weekend? Because again, for me, you know, they have played up against all of the top teams so far in the Southeast, and they've only dropped a single map, or they hadn't even dropped a single map, rather.
Right. Like, just my personal opinion, I don't think you can drop them down too far, because I think there's definitely things that exist, such as an off day, and you know, it seems like that could be a possibility, because you just said it. You know, they have beaten great teams. They have already showed us what they're capable of doing as a squad. And maybe this is one of their off games off days rather, that they're having. And, you know, we're just seeing maybe Eagles COD come out with a little bit more practice, a little bit more flair at the start of the games here, and just maybe catching them off guard, different strategies. But either way, I mean, I don't think you can knock them down too far, but you're certainly going to bring them down a bit going in towards the next week for as far as, you know, our rankings and what we have in place.
And again, you know, for GSU, they are, again, they haven't really played up against anybody too difficult yet outside of ULL and Liberty Navy. But for Full Sail, things are about to get a lot easier for them, regardless of what happens here in map number 3. They've got Florida State and Arkansas, which are not easy to go by any stretch of the imagination. But then they've got some free wins lined up until week 6. So for Full Sail, you do not want to go, you know, quietly into that good night. You want to try to rage on through this, and let's see if they can find a way from the seas that have to get things going. Velux with a set nade will find tested, +1 more boiler control now here for Full Sail. If Velux can turn, he will have an opportunity for 2 more for the boiler room. Not going to get there, but it looks like the Armada will push through and secure B early.
Yeah, they push through, get very good control. Phoenix is getting aggressive with the sub here and holding on towards a 2-cap. Boiler, actually, good shots here from Phoenix as he pops out. Is finally taken out from visual. Mid-map control from Gunley as he looks to flank a member. Looking for 2. He's getting it done. Nice snap from him, as that's going to give them a little bit of leeway to now push back in towards this boiler control. But Velux here holding on towards this very, very strong. And they have to get control of this before they're going to be able to touch this flag.
Oh, this is looking great for the Armada, though, for Full Sail. Again, they're doing a nice job of zoning out mid-map, and there was a moment where Prism tried to push through the jump ball just to make an influence on a little bit of a pinch towards this coal cart. Again, this back heady that Eagles COD could just put an AR on is very difficult to win a 1v1 versus. But again, Full Sail Armada just controlling mid-map, not shaking in their shoes whatsoever after the first 2 maps that we've seen so far. Visual makes things a little bit more interesting, and it is important to note, I think, here, Austin, that we don't typically see 2 AR setups here in our pro squads, but a lot of teams have been swapping to a second AR, and again, that's what Georgia Southern is doing. It leaves them a little bit short-handed on the push-throughs, but when you've got Visual who can get it done with a pistol, plus an SMG that he picks up off the ground, that'll do the trick nicely. That's 2 points now going in favor of Eagles COD.
Yeah, he's on a 7 spree right now. Visual coming out hot despite the early control for Full Sail Armada. Visual waiting for another one. This possibly could be number 8 as he's looking to challenge on out. There it is. He's still staying alive, staying in this area, and now the rest of the team also starting to back him up with some kills. This is going to net them a lot of control. Member's going to challenge out, finally shut down on an 8 spree here, as we'll see a retake coming through, and that's 3 going down. Jokes needs to hold on towards this and stay alive so that his team can come back up. He's doing a great job of it right now, and this 2-cap that certainly closed the lead for the first start here for this domination.
And this is what we're used to seeing from Full Sail throughout the entirety of when we had them on the broadcast so far, is just this relentlessness to make sure that you get hitting proper spots in the map, but making sure that you're not over-committing. They've done a really nice job so far of making sure they're spreading their resources out pretty nicely, although both the B and C flag will be neutralized for a small time. Again, it was a 1v1 decidedly definitively held by Armada to get the C flag back, and then again, taking mid-map control. Full Sail right back in control of 2 flags.
In control of 2 flags here. Flag coming through for Velox. It's good. He has gotten 13 kills already. Unfortunately, throws out the melee. Not probably what he was intending to do, but T-Shirt is going to at least respond with a couple kills of his own with a submachine gun, trying to now regain and retake control. Sneaky's in the middle of the map. He's going to get a couple of kills there. It's going to be cut down by Testin. The sub's still good, and we keep seeing Felix get back in towards this area where he's just holding on towards this B flag and keeping them and netting them so much control that we're seeing that Visual can't push up until his team is here and his subs are pushing through first.
Yeah, Prism and Velux have been the kind of buzzing bees swarming around the middle of the map. As soon as they get a couple of kills and they feel the ability to push forward, they absolutely do that, and nearly turns around for another kill there as Gunley was coming out, and he will actually pick up 3. Looking for a 4th, won't be able to get there, and that's one of the reasons why I like to say the seats of the map has some good favorite spots. He's able to neutralize and actually fully clear out this B flag before it gets neutralized. And just like that, Full Sail Armada retain their 2 flags that they want. And again, you see Phoenix trying to work his way forward with Velux. Both of them will get cut down by T-Shirt in the mid side of that green building. And now a potential for Eagles COD to work their way back into B with numbers.
Yep, they are going to drop the trophy. They find the initial kills, and this looks like they are going to hold on to that 2 cap here for at least the time being. Still a good minute and 50 left, so they could certainly look to take the lead here if they can hold on towards this the majority of the time. Shots coming through. Nice challenge from Testin as he does find his 4th kill of this game. Slow start, but picking up and heating up a little bit later and towards it. Visual. Nice shots from him as he's going to find Phoenix, and this is now starting to see that exact game number 1 there. This is what we expected from Eagles COD. They're starting to find their footing. Their subs are starting to heat up a little bit, grabbing them and netting them control, and now they're going to be able to continue to push up and force Full Sail to push through and find these kills before they can even get close towards goal.
And again, this is a picture-perfect setup for Eagles COD. They've got pressure over towards the bathrooms. They're trying to work their way up the Cole stairs, and they've got 1 player back to make sure that the A flag doesn't get fully flipped. Gunley trying to re-neutralize it and put it back into their favor, not able to win his fight versus Prism, who again, like I mentioned, has been that nuisance, swinging through that mid-map area. He's able to take down 1. Now Velux is the player in the back looking to try to set up a flip of the A flag, which is going to be what happens because Eagles COD have actually gotten despawned by C, and with this, Full Sail Armada are actually doing a nice job of making sure the C flag at least stays neutral, so no points being generated at all for Georgia Southern, and right back into it is Full Sail Armada as they look to put themselves on a 20-point lead.
That's right, 20-point lead. Fluffy is a god, getting work done with the AR over towards the left side. That's going to be the shutdown there coming through there for Testin as he's trying to get control yet again of this area. Waiting patiently, members close left, big gunfight for him. Testin finds Phoenix, and now they're going to be able to have this control over the boiler area. They can stack on towards the flag, but the kill is good for Sneaky, preventing them from getting close. Well, that's happening. C is bouncing back and forth here. This actually might be a potential trip cap before the start of round number 2 here for a ship.
And that's about the time that you would want to go for it if you're Full Sail Armada. The kill feed didn't really give them the opportunity to fully commit to working towards the C side of the map. But again, they do a nice job of getting into boiler, getting into green and 3 bathrooms, holding 2 of those 3 pivotal buildings, and then they get a chance to where they could potentially influence that C flag. A great first half for Full Sail, even bouncing back in that small moment where Georgia Southern started to flip the map around against them. The Armada was never really fully down. It's a 108 to, I think it was what 80 points that they think that was generated for Georgia Southern. So nearly a 30-point lead going into the second half. A very good start here for Full Sail in map 3.
Fantastic start going in here for us, and this is probably what we expected from this roster coming through for map number 1, putting up a bit more of a fight, maybe fighting back and forth between the lead, but they're finally able to heat themselves up here and have to see if they can continue the success so that they can force that map for a little bit of miscommunication on the flag, but nonetheless it will still go over. But this is the B control. Whoever gets control of this first likely able to hold the majority of these points. Gunley getting so much work done. The subs already heating up and towards our second side for us. This is going to net them already a bunch of control as they're pushed up on towards the map and just playing and waiting for a few more kills before they go for that B cap.
Big moment there for Velux as he's the only player that was really there to help defend against the A side. Now it's Fluffy. He finds himself 2 kills. If we can get his perspective, he's got 1 more player in front. He'll take down all 3. And that's a big moment because there is an opportunity for this map to be held with the A and the C flags. And then you just cut mid-map and you try to work over to B. And now there's potential with numbers here for Full Sail to once again start off the way that they want to. Fluffy is again on 5 straight all of a sudden off the rip here of their second half. And Georgia Southern left a little bit lingering as they're still just getting out of the C flag area.
That's right, and as soon as they get control of this area, you can see the subs, you know, Blux just automatically pushes up. He knows what to do. The rest of the subs do the exact same thing. They push up so far in the map that you have to slay through multiple kills before you can get close towards the flag here. They are going to be able to cap this B flag, but you can see the flips now is actually going to be over towards C as they're going to grab both of the flags, changing things up a bit, waiting patiently is Blux, but he gets taken down by Gunley, and now he's with a teammate to try and get themselves control. Boiler now going to be taken down as that member. T-Shirt has 2. He's trying to stay alive for Zam, trying to wait for his teammates here as well. But we're seeing just the chaoticness that can happen for a shift on a map like this, where it's just now bouncing between flags, and the communication and decision making is so important at this point in stage in the game.
And I think when you look at which team has which sides, they're holding the sides that they want. For Full Sail, all you have to do is hold on to 2 flags. Very easy to hold this B flag, I think, from the C side of the map. But for Eagles COD, to get back into this game, you might need to start setting up a 2 cap plus a neutralization, which is easier to do from the A side of the map. And that's until Velux starts to push through, and he makes me eat my words because he's got teammates with him here. And just like this, with this 3-man hit towards the A flag, it's going to be Georgia Southern spawning out, but you got to be careful here if you're Full Sail because they're also losing gunfights at B. So depending on how these spawns come out for the side of Georgia Southern, they very well could potentially set up a triple cap opportunity. That's until a player at C does eventually drop. So it looks like both teams will hold their sides, but Georgia Southern comes out on top with 2 flags to their name as we enter the 4th quarter.
That's right. Gunley now pushing through the middle. It's a massive gunfight, and it goes his way. It's going to potentially be a flag going through, but the nade is good from Visual, and this is now going to be a lock-on spot from him. He's got a couple people challenging him, able to grab one, but Fluffy is a god, is holding on towards that back spot where you could just lock down the exact same lane. And now Jokes is going to move on through, finds one. The trade is good, as we'll see that member now push up. T-Shirt trying to get some work done. That's just going to be now Velux, you know, coming back towards C, making sure that they are not going to get any kind of a contest. But there's a lot of members jumping on this B flag. The flank could be good from Sneaky, but he's only able to find one. Missed opportunity. Again, an opportunity for Phoenix, but Visual's there with the shutdown.
And for me, it's just Georgia Southern is just not doing a good enough job of controlling mid-map. They eventually get to the boiler room, and with Teston having himself quite a little bit of a life here, they will eventually hold on to the B flag, but we're at 2.5 minutes. We've got 2 members over towards the C side of the map for Georgia Southern. Teston has to go big. He takes down one. Visual helps with the second, and if we can get T-Shirt's POV real quick, he's the player that's currently sitting outside of the C bathrooms. He's got to be the one to make a play to neutralize because you have to at least generate the next 24 points, if not get a full flip, if you want to come back in this game.
That gunfight massive right there, giving them maybe a little bit of hope. The shots in the back there from Phoenix is going to prevent them from actually finding the neutralize or the flag cap. B is now being contested at the moment. Gunley looks to challenge out. Shots are good from the AR. Fluffy again battling over this lane in this area here. This entire game up against Visual. And we'll see if the subs are going to be good in the middle of the map. 1 kill for Bazam, but the trades, yet again, chaoticness from the subs in the middle of the map here. But the 2 flags, at least in holding right now for Eagles COD, but they're going to have to get that 3 cap here very, very soon, or at least a neutralize if they're going to try to contest this. Yeah,
it's going to have to be a triple cap for the last minute 30 if they want to have a chance at this. Again, 36 points per minute if you're holding on to all 3, which is almost exactly what they need. And again, there's just not enough pressure for them to make that play really occur. They're losing their A flag. They still haven't made a move quite yet onto the C, and it looks like this will be just about it. Full Sail, though, talk about a way to bounce back. They look great throughout the entirety of this domination and Gunrunner, which is exactly what you need. We'll get the stat line of the scoreboard at the end of the game to see who exactly did what, but I'm interested to see what Phoenix was able to do, what Fluffy was able to do, and if they're able to bounce back after a pretty rough search and destroy. Based on that kill right there, Phoenix seems to be feeling the SMG, at least at the moment. And again, the last 60 seconds will fade away, and Full Sail Armada will send us to a game 4. But is that going to be enough, you think, here, Austin, for them to bounce back completely? Because we've got a Zero Cave coming up next for our hard point number 2.
I think it definitely could be. I think Full Sail, you know, did have a much stronger start, and if they could have that same exact start that they had in this domination on Gunrunner, then they absolutely could force this to a game number 5 here. You know, as Zero Cave, we know known for holding the spawns. The AR is also extremely important. I think Fluffy is a god. Looked much better. Definitely his best game, I think, so far here for us within this series. And if you can have that same AR dominance in those port and power positions there on a Zero Cave, then you absolutely can lock things down for your subs to do what they're supposed to do. Push up, get map control, get on the hill, find those kills in those close quarter areas, and there's a lot of opportunities on Azure Cave to still find those areas on the map. So this is a great you know, at least comeback in the series for as far as being able to go in towards it, and you got to love that they're showing signs of life.
Absolutely the case, and I think just to hit on that too, with how successful Prism and Velux were in this last map, just kind of being an individual playing for little cheeky pinches and flanks. If they're able to do something similar in a map like Azure Cave, that is what can essentially win you some rotations. I'm sure we'll have a chance to look at them as they go through, and we'll, of course, take a look at our final scoreboard here to see who did what. Nice little moment there for Velux regardless, but you take a look, Fluffy goes 25 and 21, Phoenix goes 24 and 25. You love to see it. And Velux, the man who just got play of the game, finished it off at a plus 10, 31 and 21. A big bounce back game across the board for all 5 players there for Full Sail, who, again, I think, like you mentioned, have now just breathed in some new life to this squad going into map 4.
Yeah, and it's not even like the members on the Eagles COD here, had like a bad game per se. Like they still had 30 bomb come through for T-shirt. He was getting tons of work done with the sub. They still had, Visual as well. It was putting up the numbers and fighting against Fluffy that entire map there. So there was definitely some good plays from them as well. It's just Full Sail, did what we kind of expected them to do here on the day, and that's come out with a little bit of flair and have better starts, because it seems like the slow starting from map 1 to map 2 is what has been the result in them falling and losing those maps, where this time around they came out and they looked extremely strong. They had like a great, fantastic break where they found the initial kills to be able to grab that B flag extremely fast. And from there, it just felt like they fell into a groove. They found the tempo and they were able to just play the rest of that map out there just perfectly.
And I think, you go back, and I'd be interested to know who picked which maps, but let's go ahead and figure that Full Sail picked the Hackney Yard hardpoint. You can see that they were more diligent on wanting to get their rotations, and it didn't pay off for them. Not until late. 251-74 was the score in favor of Georgia Southern, and then, of course, they got absolutely handled on the Arklov Peak Search and Destroy. But based on what we saw for Full Sail in that Gunrunner, again, you could see exactly how they wanted to play the map from the C side of the map specifically, working in the middle, working towards green, getting your SMGs an ability to pinch. They had a very clear-cut plan of how they wanted to go about this Gunrunner Dom, and that's the type of style that we've seen from this Full Sail Armada squad in the past, was them just having their way on those little cuts and pinches. And again, Azure Cave is a environment where that can be facilitated even more, as long as your ARs are at least contesting and getting a little bit of a 50-50, not necessarily getting smoked out by the ARs of GSU. If you can open up space for Velux and Prism to work those SMG flanks, I think this could absolutely see a map 5.
Yeah, that's right. Getting the flanks and being pushed up in the hill. I think that's the number one thing that I noticed from this Gunrunner was when they got kills, it wasn't like they were just like all hopping the flag. Like 2 or 3 members like would push up, grab the map control, because then it forces the other team to then fight through that rotation of kills. And then they push up after they're done, potentially getting traded out, a few, less members. And then they're pretty much getting ready to get through that exact same fight, trying to get through that exact same break from the members that are coming off of spawns. So they were doing a great job of that. And a lot of Azure Cave is exactly that, like you mentioned, finding those pinches, finding those flanks with the dead silence when it's up to be able to pinch and break the hill with your team that's fighting from the front. And then also just grab the map control after you slay 3-4 members, like push up, do exactly what they did in that last game. And they could certainly find that same success here going in towards that map 5. But on the flip side, there is still a lot of members that can do that exact same thing here for Eagles COD. Like T-Shirt still came off of a fantastic game.
For sure.
Gunley finding 2 and 3 pieces. So the exact same thing, likely to happen, but it's all about the rotations, all about the spawns on a map like this.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. So we'll see what comes to fruition, just waiting on a couple of players to get to the proper sides. And we'll jump into this map number 4 again. If you're joining us here late, number 4 team on our top 25 list of Georgia Southern. A strong start to this one against the number 7 squad of Full Sail Armada. I believe I had that correctly. Did I mention that? Yes, that was correct. I want to make sure I didn't flip their numbers around. But Full Sail had not dropped a map until they met up against this Georgia Southern squad. And like we mentioned, a very difficult early season schedule for Full Sail. And they have not really dropped much sweat off their brow yet. But in this one, it's going to have to be a reverse sweep. But they want to stay undefeated against both teams have not dropped a series yet. A very pivotal matchup here in the Southeastern Division. Again, we still have a handful of weeks that are left. But this one will decide who stays on top and who falls to the definitive number 2 spot. As again, you only get to play up against everybody in your division once. So the next time these 2 teams would meet would be potentially the playoffs if they continue to have strong seasons.
Yeah, so you want to find that win here now. You want to prove that you're the better team, going up and towards playoffs. And, of course, maintaining that same record, as I believe it's top 8 from each division that will progress on. So certainly something to continue to look forward here for. And Full Sail, already having a lot of competition that they've had to match up against. You already said it for as far as what they've been able to do. And I think after this map 3, I have a feeling that this map number 4, we're going to see that same kind of aggressiveness, that same map 3 presence going in towards the Azir Cave. And I feel like, you know, it's now or never for obviously for as far as the series. So you have to come out and do that exact same thing, but there's also nothing to lose because you just had your backs up against the wall when you're down 2-0. You fought back in the domination gun runner, which sometimes isn't the easiest map to actually navigate through because of how the spawns work, because of the constant rotations of neutralizing and the new effects towards domination. So I think that they're going to have the momentum now back in their favor. They're going to come through with a lot more confidence here. And we're going to get, again, another display of what this team is capable of doing and why we were hyping up this matchup leading in towards this Tuesday day for College Call of Duty.
It almost feels like as well, Visions, that the series has almost reset itself after that, Dom. Like, we don't really, I mean, like we mentioned, Full Sail was really kind of, you know, tripping over their own shoelaces in the first 2 maps. That time through, they were absolutely clean and polished throughout. So will we get that same look from Full Sail going into Azir Cave? Match is starting up here for us. Map number 4. Again, it's going to have to be a reverse sweep for Full Sail Armada. Georgia Southern only needs to take one more map. Will it be here in Azir Cave, or will we see a map 5? And we'll find out here in the next handful of minutes as we're ready to go with map number 4. And I'm most curious to see for Full Sail which players are going to pull out ARs. So you mentioned Fluffy, likely going to pull one out, but who else is going to help him out? Because 1 AR setups are very uncommon, and I would say borderline extremely rare when it comes to Azir Cave on this opening hard point.
Yeah, we'll have to watch for that as the smokes are coming through, already trying to flip maybe potentially for the spawns. Of course, Full Sail having the favorable spawn for P2 that can lock you down and net you a lot of points here. Testin finds a good shot in towards that yellow building, and already 5 are going to be going down, and Full Sail going to have to fight out of this cave to try and regain control over the middle map.
They do have the ability to hit this cave cut, though, and with Velux finding 2 in yellow, that's going to clear up some space, and Phoenix will take down 2 more, so a great retake here for Full Sail, and I believe they realize, with Jokes finding a kill near the backside of the bridge, that there is a play happening for the OE over towards what is normally that P5. Sneaky will find the kill and now go assist his teammates, and honestly speaking, it was a scary moment again for Full Sail, but they bounced back beautifully on the backhand of Velux, who's on 4 straight.
4 straight at the moment. We'll grab maybe the majority of this scrap time. 15 seconds being contested. Nice 1v1 from him. And now it is going to at least be Eagles moving over towards the hill and grabbing the remainder of this at the moment. But this is where things get very difficult. We can see the setup for Full Sail is in. The kills have to come through multiple times before you can even get close to breaking a hill like this on P2 for Azir Cave. Jokes and T-shirt.
Oh, no.
Visual. They do have a great start for it. This is actually the flip coming through as they're spawning in towards Cave. And right away, they do it within the first rotation. And now Full Sail are going to have to do that exact same thing that Eagles God just did.
And again, fortunately for Prism, he takes down 2 by the yellow cut. And now with a nade coming in, they might just break through the front. Visual's the only player left alive. He'll eventually get traded out. All about if you can read these players coming off of spawn now. Jokes will find 2, leaving the point neutral for now. Dudley really wanted to get some time for his team, but he puts himself out in the middle of no man's land. Visual finds 1. He's got a player in front of him. It's Prism who's there. Visual will find a second and will still survive, but a very strange P2. Not a lot of time left for either team to soak, which it looks like Georgia Southern will be allowed to do as Full Sail looking for the initial time here on the soccer field P3.
That's right. Setup needs to be a little bit stronger here for them. Last time it was easily broken despite them getting here first. I'll have to see if it's going to be the same trend for us. Shots in towards yellow. Not good right there as Velux is able to just pop on out, find 2, and this is going to give them a couple opening kills to work with to try and break in towards this. Of course, initial control and hill time being collected from Full Sail. Great spot for Pazam as he's going to find 1. Could look for 2. Has to switch weapons for that MP5, but he's just actually being a nuisance, buying time. Can he run out? Challenge. He wins it. Finds a second. The nice snap from Pazam as he finds 3.
I mean, that just should not allow to happen. The double shell itself was a little bit, whoa, hold on there, buddy. But to be able to snap onto the next one, what a play from Prism to keep Full Sail in the mix here on P3. They're going to hold this from the front. Jokes up top by this spiral turret was going to find himself 1. A second. Mid-reload wants to swap over to the M4. And Velux will take down 2 this time with the pistol. And Full Sail with 13 seconds left to soak. As long as Velux can win this 1v1 versus Testin, of course he does. He'll throw a couple extra pieces to lead his direction afterwards as well. That's going to make things an even game. And now again, even though Georgia Southern are set up here for P4 initially, look at this surround on your mini-map from Full Sail. They're going to be able to hit this from 3 angles.
Yeah, I don't know if Eagles are going to be ready for this. As I say that, looks like they are. They win all of their one-on-ones, but they are going to be trying to flood through this cage area as Jokes is going to drop down towards the hill. Fluffy opens up with a couple kills with the AR here to try and give himself some room to move on in and get aggressive. And now the push is just about to come in as Bazam finds one. Jokes in the hill wins one battle, and this is going to still be time soaked up for Eagles. God, Jokes just needs to lay down, rely on his team. T-Shirt finding some good shots as he breaks down the AR here for the side of Full Sail. Again, able to find a couple more, and they are holding on to the setup, starting to run away with a little bit of a lead here, but the rotations towards P5, that is what's extremely important, and Eagles God look to be set up.
And again, it feels like everything so far for Full Sail has been them just scratching their way back in, and it's happened only a couple of times. Take a look at your kill feed and your stat lines right now. 16-6 for Jokes, 17-10 for Eagles COD, for T-Shirt rather. And on the other side, again, there's only really two players that are really kind of popping off for each of these two teams, and it really feels like whoever wakes up their full 5 first might just be able to get an opportunity. Gunley, a little bit uncharacteristic to see him playing as low as he is, only at 5 and 11. He's soaking up a lot of hill time at the moment, and it looks like Georgia Southern, with this opening hold, will push back Full Sail on their first initial break attempt and soak up the first 20 seconds of time, no problem.
Man, is this hill so difficult to break. There's a member coming through all the way in the back, and they might be able to still break this and maybe collect the second half of the hill. Shots are good right there from Velux as well. Sneaky, but Teston and T-Shirt holding on. Still, Gunley soaking up all of his time right now. He is going to be taken out from Bazam as he finds some good shots there from top Useless, as they are going to be able to find the break. They do pick up the remainder of the scrap time, but Eagles God more than happy to collect the majority of that here as they're in position to get ready for the next one, but they do want to flip these spawns for that P2 setup.
And again, remember back to that Hackney Yard. Georgia Southern had a very decisive lead after the first rotation and then kind of stepped off the gas. Will something similar happen here? Can Full Sail find a way to scrap their way back in? Jokes needs to be taken out of this position in top yellow. With an M4, you got to get up and challenge him, but the hold looks so good right now for Full Sail. You got a player at Cobble, one rotating around the back to find a pinch setup for P2, and all of this for Full Sail has to come through the mid-cave cut, and they're not finding any kills at all. This is absolutely disastrous for the Armada, as Georgia Southern have already soaked up 25 seconds worth of hill time and are not looking to give it up anytime soon.
Yeah, I think that was like 10 kills straight there without a single trade or kill coming through for Full Sail. Finally, Bazam is able to get one with the pistol as well as the second. Gunley just turns and is able to find that as Phoenix finds the trade. So again, the scrap time going over to Full Sail, but every time these hills, the majority of the time being collected from Eagles COD, they are already having the spawns for P2. And if this break doesn't come through right now for Full Sail, if they don't find these initial kills, this could almost be the ends of the game and the closeout of our series.
First couple of kills, though, are good. That's 5 in a row there for Full Sail. Nearly a full wipe, looking to now put some pressure onto the hill as they're pinching from the sandbag. Velux is having himself a time. He's on 5 straight all of a sudden. His teammates are also participating. Fluffy watching from the mid-cut. Not going to find the first, but Velux doesn't seem to care who's killing anybody because he can just do it all himself. Apparently, he's 24-17, for Christ's sake. And with that, Full Sail Armada will hold on to the initial time while getting the break.
That's right. They're holding on to the time. They don't have the favorable spawns. This is perfectly done for Full Sail here. There's still a good amount of time to be collected as they're going to find 3, 4 straight.
Oh, boy.
Up top, and that's 5. So Full Sail, they're holding on towards this push here from the bad spawn, something you hardly ever see on a map like Azir Cave, especially at this P2 hardpoint. But they're doing a great job. This is actually going to close the lead here as Sneaky actually found 3 on that rotation, challenging out his joke. So it looks like he might grab 10 seconds, but it's all about the next hill. P3 is already going to be set up from Full Sail. They have a lot of members here, and they're already finding these very important rotation kills. And
I need to see Fluffy get set up and just hold an angle with this AR. He's been running around with it for so often. He's 13-20. He'll go on the top side, but he's not really able to hold a lot from this angle. And you can see he's not 100% sure about it. You need to get set up here, Fluffy. You need to try to contest that long range. Shots aren't quite there. Full Sail is soaking the early time, but they're losing some of the gunfights up front. Sneaky's going to have to play big. He finds one fortunate kill on the Gunley before he was able to regen his life, looking for a second towards the bridge, not gonna grab it, and just like that, Georgia Southern with a couple of kills with a chance to contest.
Yeah, chance to contest. That's going to be now 4 down here. So they do finally break this off of the second or third push here. As we're gonna now challenge it again. Jokes is gonna find one. He's gonna get caught on reload, so Brazam finds him, but is again traded out. So the scrap time going over to Eagles COD, but the rotations are good for Full Sail as they're gonna find the initial kills. Visual does actually manage to stop that a bit and takes down a couple there for his life, so definitely favorable for him. As Phoenix gets on towards the table here, he's trying to stay alive, as it is going to be now 204 to 157. The Hill in control of Full Sail. They're trying to fight back and force that game number 5.
And Velux is able to find 2 more on that back flank before Georgia Southern can fully rotate in. There's one more player to hit this late, though, and they've actually flipped the spawn. So they're going to be, Georgia Southern will be spawning by this hen house, and as long as Full Sail can read this, they should be able to turn for it with no problem. Phoenix will find himself a second kill. Looking for a third off to his right. He will be able to get credit for that one as well. 205, 180 is going to be the score here. And again, with Full Sail holding from inside the hill, there's already one player rotating back to the yellow cut, which they can set themselves up for a 4 to 5 rotation, and even still, Georgia Southern cannot break. Full Sail can flip the scoreboard and take their first lead of the game right here.
Yes, they can. Full Sail hold on to the majority of this hill. They get 45 seconds. They rotate first. They flip the spawns. And like you just said, they have the opportunity to now take the lead for themselves, as it's going to be a few more seconds that come through from the scraps. So one member is going to be late on the rotation, but the kills are good right now. The setup is in. Fluffy holding that cave spawn. He wins a massive gunfight to make sure they can't push through. Sneaky is now able to push out around Cobble, and this is the ideal situation right now for Full Sail. They have all their members pushed up on towards the map. The push needs to be good from Eagles COD. They do find a couple kills, but they're gonna have to break through more. His visual does open up with 2.
Big moment here for Phoenix on top of the hill. He's got to play his life for as long as humanly possible. He finds himself 1 kill. Jokes and T-shirt trying to break from the front. Phoenix will find himself another before he falls, but he just gave his team so much time off the respawn to just nade spam, and they will find 1. Prism with another 2-piece for him. 22 seconds remaining. Neither team can win it here, but for Full Sail, they retake the lead, their first lead of the game, and it's going to come down to how do you get to P1. Last time they got absolutely smoked by Visual in this position. They need to get him out of yellow.
They have to get him out of yellow. This last hill of the resets here coming through for our first one is such a scrappy one. So much chaos can happen on this one. Fluffy is going to find himself 1, but a big kill on towards Visual in that yellow area. Gunley on the hill here as it's 226 and 234. The kills are good for T-shirt as he's watching over. A team kill also for Phoenix. Not what you like to see. The ARs are in position right now for Eagles COD, and they only need 15 more points.
And it's going to come down to Phoenix on the side over here. Gunley inside the hill has to respond. Phoenix breaking himself through yellow. He needs to find this kill. Visual is stunned. Stinky, he takes down 2. Phoenix finds himself 4 down. 239 to 239. 25 seconds remaining, and Full Sail have control. It's a full flood from the mid-cave cut. T-shirt for 1, but it's not enough for Georgia Southern to touch. 249, 250.
Oh my God.
See you in map 5, Georgia Southern.
What just happened, Shift? I thought that game looked like it was in the bags. It looked like it was similar to that map number 1 where Georgia Southern were able to just find the initial lead, able to just then rotate first. They were winning all the gunfights. The air control was good. And then you had plays like these right there from Bazam. The rest of these members able to just pop off. 40 kills coming through from the Lux there as he just had himself a heyday in this map number 4. And they are now going to be able to potentially reverse sweep Eagles COD in this map number 5 on Gunrunner.
And this is the resiliency that we came to know out of Full Sail Armada. Again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but this horse is very much so still alive. So we're going to beat it with this current schedule stick, which is Full Sail has played up against some of the best teams, not only in the CCL, but debatably the best teams in the Southeastern Division to start their regular season. This one, a pivotal matchup for who goes up on top of the Southeastern Division, and Full Sail will not go down without a fight. Map 5 is coming up right beyond this. We'll take a look very quickly at our scoreboard here before we send things to a small break to recollect ourselves. But going back to this, it was all Georgia Southern to start, 250, 174, and that differential was pretty generous because, again, Georgia Southern just took their foot off the gas. It was about 220 to 110 at one point in time. And then Arklov Peak, not even close for Full Sail. They have a very clean, though, gunrunner domination where they're able to find essentially a 30-point lead, and then the comeback effort for the Azir Cave hardpoint will send us to Gunrunner Game 5. Likely the map that both of these teams have prepared the most, and it's going to come down to who can find 6 rounds first.
Who can find 6 rounds first? I also think this is our first game 5 on stream, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
I think you're right, brother.
So, like, there is so much. Like, it was nothing better than a game 5 from a team that's coming back with a reverse sweep. It just puts that much more on the line. And of course, Full Sail now had nothing to lose in that game number 3, where they found just beautiful success. They were able to just demonstrate what you're supposed to do on a map like that in that game mode. They carried that on towards the Azir Cave. And the biggest thing is for me is that they were able to come back, you know, the same way they almost did in that Hackney Yard, where they found the rotations. They were moving first. They were finding those very key important gunfights, popping 2 and 3 pieces there. It looked grim in the middle, but man, this team there's a reason that they're first right now in the division. There's a reason that they didn't drop a map up towards this point, and now we'll have to see if they can close out and execute in the last game.
Only one of these teams can remain undefeated. It'll come down to the Gunrunner Search and Destroy. We'll take a little bit of a reprieve here, go to a quick break. When we come back, map 5, Full Sail, Eagles COD, 2 top 10 squads looking to reign over the top of the Southeastern Division here in week number 3. We'll find out who takes the little bit of a chip here as we'll get back into game 5 just after this. Hello, everyone, welcome back. Game number 5. Coming in here as Full Sail Armada are looking to pull back a reverse sweep against Georgia Southern. And Visions, it didn't hit me until I just said those words, but this is not unfamiliar territory for Georgia Southern, who again, remember back, got reverse swept versus ULL in the kickoff tournament. So trying to avoid disaster here again. This is a battle for the top of the Southeastern Division. Both teams undefeated, and it's going to be Gunley with the bomb, looking to make the first offense successful with the Georgia Southern Eagles.
That's right. You can see off the start, a lot of patience, but Eagles COD did do a very good job in that first search and destroy of committing to a bomb site when they were ready to go for a plant. As they are going to see now, first couple kills go through. Fluffy finds 1. Razam is traded out. So 4v4 bomb. Looks like Gunley might be able to drop this right away here. And now this is going to put a bit of pressure on Full Sail to go for the retake.
Hey, you're just wondering who's going to make the first play. There is a player for Full Sail creeping up the water ramp. Who's going to hit into the boiler room, maybe? The Lux, who finds a kill into Gunley, who got a little bit too overambitious for his britches there. It's Fluffy, who's close, finds one over the top before he gets traded. That's a massive pickup. Again, just trying to find the long-range shots before they can clutch up on the bomb plant. It's a 1v1. Testin and Velux. Velux wants to see if he's going to challenge, and maybe he's thinking he should have jumped on the bomb because he would have gotten the defuse for free. And now he's got to hopefully watch over towards the water ramp. He almost gets the turn, but GSU will survive their first offense and take the first round.
They survive, and they're able to do it, but holy, this looks scary for a second. It looked like he hit a lot more shots on his screen, but either way, Testin able to make the dead silence play, wrap around through water, finishes off the last one here. So Georgia Southern, they respond first here and get themselves that very first round on the offense, as we'll see what Full Sail tend to do. Again, always favoriting the same bomb site is something that we did see also in that first search and destroy. It was this, both these teams favorited the exact same side, the exact same setups. Not uncommon for a map like Arklov Peak and Gunrunner here, but this time around, Full Sail actually playing for a pick, and Fluffy is just still keeping the sniper out, despite how he didn't have that same success that you expected him in that map number 2. But he's having some success now as he finds first blood on visual.
That is a massive pick, because now he can just retreat back, watch the mid-train tracks, and see if he gets gifted another kill, as there has to be somebody from Georgia Southern to rotate over. One player will do it, and I think he's actually just going to go right back on top of the AC. The bomb not so much interested in this, and my goodness, Fluffy, again, this is bold, friend, as he wants to get out a little bit more exposed than what you would normally think. He's going to have to go to the deagle. First shot misses, second, third, not quite there either. And for now, it looks like Georgia Southern will maintain the numbers and maintain pressure over the B-bomb site, which was about to get hit.
That's right. The one thing that we do have to kind of remember is that Full Sail took them a while to commit to an actual bomb site, and they would only do it really late on their offensive rounds. Fluffy is seeing this member pop in and out there through some of that metal, and he's waiting for that pick. Would give them maybe the pick and advantage they need to move up. Prazam is waiting, though. He does have some control around crates. You'd expect him to get the bomb down, and with that kill, you definitely expect this member to now move over and plant it, but they're still waiting patiently as they don't want to drop it just yet.
And again, this indecisiveness is what we saw from the Arklov Peak. It's jokes coming across. He doesn't see the plant because he's on the opposite side looking for the exit. He will get gifted the kill, but the bomb has been planted, and now Fluffy is going to go all the way back on top of that little awning and just watch over. It's going to be up to Testin to find this kill. I don't think anybody has tracked down the fact that GSU has pushed a player, but the timing is awful. I don't think Testin realizes that there's a player in the back. So now all of a sudden that Prism gets a kill onto Gunley. Testin has to come forward. Prism finds a second, and now with 15 seconds left, Jokes has to take down 2, won't even get past the scope. And in a world of awkward timings,
yes,
Full Sail Armada find the fortune in about 3 different instances and will survive their first offense.
They do, and Fluffy finding some big snipes, you know, finding visual on top of the warehouse there out in the open area, picking them off the head glitch was really what kind of gave them that initial pick. But still, you could still see that kind of little bit of hesitation there from Full Sail for as far as what they want to do and what they're trying to execute on, because they had the picks, they found the initial one in water, but then it took them, you know, a few moments to then still push up and go for the control here. So still indecisiveness could bite them in the butt as this series does go on. But offensive round back over towards Eagles COD. Stun is good, we'll get them information, and T-shirt this time around does open up with first blood as Gunley's getting very aggressive, and they do not hesitate whatsoever. They're going to drop the rock.
And that's exactly what you want to see. Testin gets gunned from what? You're hard scoping that, brother. You can't lose that fight. So Phoenix blows in a little bit of life into the Full Sail Armada defense. But again, they have to move quickly here. 30 seconds on the timer before bomb would go off. Fluffy, hard scoping, gets rewarded with the kill. Thank you very much. And now essentially you just got to be bait for your teammates. You got to push forward here and hope that someone can get a trade on you, because you have to push into this bomb area. Get up front. T-shirt, nade, right over to the bomb site. Fluffy trying to watch over the middle of this, and again, it just doesn't really have much of an opportunity. He's going to try to hop the bomb, but no chance to get it defused. So Georgia Southern with no time left here for Fluffy to make a play. It will be their second offensive round.
Second offense over to Georgia Southern. And again, the difference between these teams on the offense is just night and day. You can see whenever there's some kind of an advantage here for Georgia Southern, they have the picks. They just run at the bomb site with their subs, and they just drop the bomb as fast as possible. And then it puts Full Sail on the back foot because they're not in position for it. They're not ready for it. It's almost like they're waiting for them to do that around the 1 minute mark, because Full Sail doesn't end up dropping the bomb a lot of these times, until like 30 seconds or less. And, this is something that Eagles COD might be catching onto. They know that they're not dropping the bomb, so they're not over challenging. They're not going for those risky 50-50s, and they're just waiting patiently for the bomb to go down, and then they go for the retake. And from there, then that's how they're playing all of these rounds, and we'll have to see if Full Sail changes anything up.
This is the exact same setup for them, though, offensively, with the exception of Sneaky from a really cheeky angle. You saw where he was pre-aiming. T-shirt went into his line of sight. Fluffy finds another kill from the A side of the map. And again, the Phoenix finding a pick. Just push this bomb. You've got numbers. Smoke out B. Make a play happen. But they're playing so passively, and it's allowing Georgia Southern a time to recollect themselves and maybe have a chance here in this 2v4. Maybe not.
Now, Jokes all alone. He's got some time to work with, but the bomb now looks like it's going to be dropping over towards B, and Jokes not in a position to find any initial picks here before he has to try and climb himself through this 1v4 situation. But he does have a nade to work with. He is going to at least try and make some noise in the bathroom to try and give out some information about where he could be going. Now looking to challenge out so many members close by. Easy pickup for Phoenix, and Full Sail, they're going to find themselves a clean offensive round with a lot of picks, a lot of 1v1s going in their favor, and they're going to tie it right back up.
And once again, Visions, we had this conversation. Who's going to take the first defense? It's coming to life. It feels like every time we cast Search and Destroy together, brother, it's always down to who gets the first defense. So we'll see if this can maybe come to fruition here as we get to round number 5. It'll be Armada with the task of trying to hold on to this defensive round here. And again, you take a look at some of the stat lines so far. A pretty even spread for at least 4 of the members of Eagles COD. Visual having a tough go of it so far. Fluffy opening snipe. We were questioning if he was going to find value with it since he was so quiet on Arklov Peak, but he's got 7 kills so far. And again, Testin loses the same fight!
You gotta stop going there. After that, no, he's not going there ever again in Search and Destroy. Visual now caught all alone. He's getting rushed by Prazam as he's just running in the spawn. And T-shirt's like, hey guys, where'd we go? We're only 30 seconds in the round. And he's now got himself in a 1v4. Not ideal, as he's going to get caught up, tagged up, and likely going to be taken down as he's fighting back. Does find the kill, but of course, able to pick him up. And Full Sail, they respond first with the defensive round here. They're going to go up by 1.
Man, at this point, Testin just needs to hold right on top of the wall next to the vent and just pull out a knife, because the gun's not working for him, I'll tell you that much. That's twice in a row that Phoenix has smoked them off the pre-aim. And like we mentioned, round 5, first defensive round in favor of Full Sail. Looking to say Full Sail to this series and look for a reverse sweep. 7-2 for Prism, 7-4 for Fluffy, who has been keyed in with this sniper rifle here so far. and he'll take it this time over early to the middle portion of the map and lean towards B. Oh, the timing. Almost able to catch one guy who did hit the U connector. And it's going to be down to Full Sail Armada to find a way to deal with this player mid-map. Sneaky also going up top to watch over the long angles, and it's Flux who now finds first blood on Detested. That's over just beyond the B crate. So there is still a player for Eagles COD sitting mid-map.
Still have a player middle. They still can look for a good setup. Nades coming through for Bazam. Doesn't look like he's going to hit anything off that, but Luck's able to grab himself a second in this round here. And now this is where you want to start moving up, getting that control. You can see them slowly but surely doing that. Remember holding that. Fluffy looking for this pick here. This could be massive. He's going to find him in the blue crate. His shot is good as he is just on fire with the sniper rifle right now. The bomb going down here yet again. Visual catch one that is going to push up a little bit too far, but now he is going to take too much fire. Full Sail take 2 rounds in a row, and they only need 2 more here to complete that full-on reverse sweep.
I mean, again, if you were to have told me this was going to happen after what we saw in map 1 and map 2, I mean, me as a betting guy, I was dropping the farm on GSU to take this series, but I thought the exact same thing when they played up against Louisiana Lafayette, and they still found a way to get reverse swept. Knock on wood to keep the demons away here. If you're an Armada fan, though, hopefully we didn't just cast or curse them into oblivion, because so far it's looking solid for them. Again, after winning that round 5 defense, it's been nothing but offense successes, hits for the side of Full Sail. And now with Fluffy finding another pick on the jokes, it's a 1-for-1 trade, 4-on-4 action. Tested, finally getting some revenge here mid-map, though, as he finally wins a battle versus Phoenix.
Yeah, he pulled out the sub. He's like, all right, enough of that M4A1, as he is going to now be rocking this very patiently, waiting for the rest of his team. And Bomb is going to be down here. 40 seconds to try and work with, as they're going to be trying to close this round out. Desperate round. Gunley going to get shot in the back. Deluxe able to grab him. Testin got 2 in the round, has Dead Silence popped. He looks to make this play in towards the back, but Fluffy is already connected with himself with 1. Now going to be a 2v1. Fluffy with a sniper and pistol. Not the ideal setup, but could look for a quick snipe. Whoa. Doesn't hit him. 18 seconds left. He's going to challenge to the left, but he needs to look for this member with the sniper. He's going to run over towards it, not able to get on the bomb. Very, very close. And that was a massive and crucial round coming through there for Georgia Southern.
And again, they almost threw the round away. I mean, you've got Tested on the long flank. Why are we pushing through the crates? Let him come all the way around and get that pinch set up before we able to fully hit this B bomb site. And fortunately, I would say, you know, again, Fluffy missing that first snipe barely. If he takes that first kid off, I mean, that's a 1v1 where if he could find a weapon, Full Sail maybe could have converted on what should have been a much easier round for Georgia Southern. And now we go back to Full Sail Armada. They've been perfect so far on their offense. That has to change, though. If you're a GSU fan, you need to get a defensive hit, and you need to do it now.
Yeah, you're going to definitely have to find some success here to tie this round up here. Full Sail goes up 5-3 with the way Fluffy has been playing, and he might just keep finding these initial picks to give them that advantage here. Of course, no match coming through with the sniper play thus far. It's only been the M4A1s that have been able to really fight him at long range, but he's been getting the best of them. T-shirt this time around looking to stop this offensive push here. And well, since Full Sail got the pick on towards them, it's very likely that they're going to wait very patiently before they even get close towards this bomb site.
And I would love to see Full Sail do something cheeky over towards A this round. Smoke goes over the top. Fluffy's got the sniper rifle watching the outer crate. He might get an opportunity. T-shirt locked in, but not enough to get the kill. So a tight moment there for Full Sail, and T-shirt will follow up on his work by just cooking up a perfect nade. Prism, again, takes down Tested mid-map, and I'm telling you, if the Lux could just get this bomb, Georgia Southern has not put a lot of defensive attention towards the A site, nor has it been very successful in the time that they have had to do that. Coming back, I believe our Discord server has died. So apologies for the mishit there. And it will be 4-4. So we mentioned that Georgia Southern needed to get themselves a defensive round here, Visions. They do just that. Not sure how it happened, but again, apologies. Discord died on us here, but we're going into round 9 regardless, tied up 4 apiece.
Yeah, 4-piece. And this is getting very, very close at the moment here. Getting around 11 at this point in time would be just absolutely insane with the way this series has been going. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is almost just the potential here for a reverse sweep to come through for Full Sail, as they are going to find the initial pick on this defensive round here and trying to shut down this push visual. Not able to find that trade. Will cook up a nade, at least trying to maybe find that pick or get some information. Unable to do so here. So slight advantage for this round number 9 right now for Full Sail.
And again, it's been, I would say, we've had 8 rounds. 2 of them have been successful defensively. So you do the math. The percentages have favored the offenses very considerably. T-shirt, he was going to get an opportunity here again on Sneaky, who will think the better of triple challenge in that angle. And with that, it's a 4-on-4. A minute 10 to play. Gunley with the bomb is going to circle back around through Green Alley. And this is not at all safe. Again, you know that there's a player up top on you. You have no idea what's mid-map because everyone's fully stacked over towards the wood side. And it looks like the bomb is going to be allowed to be planted. Sneaky will find a big long-range kill though on the visual. And Sneaky, again, just shouldering is going to get a lot of information.
Yeah, he gets the information. Shots are good right now for T-shirt and Gunley as they win their one-on-ones. And now a 1v3 in this round number 9. Sneaky is going to find one in the water. Has 30 seconds to work with here, but has his work cut out for him as he's got to cut through 2 more players and defuse the bomb here. So realistically, he's only got another about 20 or 15 seconds or so. Here's going to find one. Now it's a 1v1. Jokes is all the way in the back, and he should be able to play this bomb and just make sure that he checks at the right time here. Sneaky looking for him desperately, but it does not look like he's going to be able to do so here. So almost a big play from Sneaky coming through as he now has to just hop on it. But Georgia Southern, I believe, take 3 rounds straight in our map number 5 here, and they put themselves match point from closing out the series.
And again, what kind of resiliency is Full Sail got in the tank here? You're going onto the offense. You've looked good here so far with the exception of a single round. You feel like you just don't want to change up too much. We'll see what the Armada bring here to round number 10. Again, if we see around 11, total cumulative score will decide who has which side. And the bomb will be picked up quickly, and 3 members will immediately head back over to A. Fluffy has been good from this angle so far for a couple of kills. Will he get an opportunity for another? Opening set nades are also bouncing into this coal area, but it's not finding any information. So Eagles COD with just 1 player. Wait, if someone snuck all the way through? T-shirt's all the way in the back. He's found his way through the middle of the map. Nobody watched it. And now Tested finds another kill. Georgia Southern with numbers.
Yeah, they have the numbers here. They can close it out. They only need 3 more kills. Tress is able to grab himself 1, and now Pazam ends up finding a double in the coal area here. A very big play from him as he's regrouped with his teammate, and now it's going to be closed down to a 2v3. These gunfights so important. Phoenix and his teammate moving through the water area, but Gunley has found him. The trade is there for Phoenix as he's stuck in a 1v3, now a 1v2 situation with a minute on the clock.
And no bomb. So he's got to find a way to make this play. Will bust through the door, not going to find anything. They're testing. He's going to see the bomb.
Oh
this is a disaster for Full Sail. I assume that Teston saw it when he mantled up top there. And so for Phoenix, he's going to have to go up against a hard scope of Teston. But how many times have we seen this be the case?
He might
Phoenix has won the 1v1 here so many times. Does he check his right? He does, but he doesn't get the gun up. And Georgia Southern will survive in round number 10 from being reverse swept and take the series set 3-2.
Wow, what a crazy play. I think it was Tesson that made the flank play there. I'm not sure which one made it, but whoever did, you know, was literally the reason they were able to find that round, because we've seen how Full Sail play these offensive rounds. They wait too patiently and sometimes push too late towards a bomb site. And when you don't have a commitment towards one side of the map, that can be the result sometimes for an open lane, able to come on through, find those picks. And that was really the result and why that went the way it did. But what a fantastic series. I think this is something that both these teams can take away and say, listen, you know, the first couple maps looked solid there for the Eagles, but the last 2, definitely some work to be done. But the game number 5, the ice, the clutchness coming right there for the Eagles is really the reason they were, of course, able to run away with that. But they certainly got tested for as far as all of the matches they've had up towards this point.
And again, it came down to the simple fact that that initial hit was 3 members towards the coal side of the map. They had never done that before, and nobody picks up the middle, and T-shirt just slides right on through, gets into the back line, and that was the beginning of the end there for Full Sail. But what an opportunity for them to maybe put together a reverse sweep after looking, let's be candid, not very great in the first two maps. Again, the 250-174 makes it look more respectable than it was. It was over a 100-point lead for the majority of that game for Georgia Southern, and they just kind of took their foot off the gas, allowing Full Sail Armada to essentially string together 2.5 hills in a row. Arklov Peak was anything but close, and then we've got the Gunrunner comeback for Full Sail Armada to find a 30-point near win on the Dom. And then the last two rotations of hills on Azir Cave is what it took for Full Sail to find not only their first lead on the hard point, but also the lead they needed to eventually take the win, and then not able to fully come together in the late stages of the Gunrunner Search and Destroy. What was it? You said 4 rounds in a row for Georgia Southern to come back down 4-2. And that'll be enough for them to survive. And with that, they put themselves on top of the Southeastern Division leaderboards, still undefeated, now 5-0. Full Sail will drop to 4-1 and stay in the second slot.
That's right. They stay in that second slot, but that Search and Destroy, you just really said it. You know, the 4-2 advantage that they had, it almost looked like they were going to be able to run away with that one and close it out. But overall, the entire series, I think my biggest takeaway is that Full Sail just had a little bit of a slow start in the first couple maps. And then once they were able to maybe get a little bit more warmed up, they found a groove in that domination. They carried the momentum into towards a very close Azir Cave. And then the map 5, of course, just came down to clutching up realistically, and Eagles were able to do that here. So Georgia Southern playing a very close series here. Again, getting tested against Full Sail, but both these teams certainly look to be at the top of this division here. And if they meet up again, it certainly will make for a very exciting matchup.
Absolutely the case. But again, that won't happen until playoffs. So they'll be waiting for a while to see each other. But we're not done. You're going to be seeing more of College COD here coming up right next. Bowling Green State currently have not lost a set when it comes to the Midwestern Division. They'll be going up against Purdue University out of Lafayette, Indiana, where they've only dropped a single series so far, and a battle for, I think, who deserved really to be in the top 25. Bowling Green State currently in the rankings, Purdue not. Maybe a little bit of due diligence needs to be paid there, but we'll see exactly what happens. That's a Midwest Battle coming up next. We'll send things to a break. When we come back, we'll have Falcons and Boilermakers duking it out here on College COD just after this.